What's up, everyone? I'm Sean.
I'm Fig.
I'm Naja.
And this is Culture Struggle. We talk about hip hop and our culture. So today we have a couple of topics that we're going to cover. So first off, Drake came out with a new song called Nice for What. The song scored over 20 million US streams and sold over 40,000 downloads in its first 3 days. And there's also a music video which features stars including Tiffany Haddish, Rashida Jones, Olivia Wilde, and more. So what do you guys think about the new song?
I loved it. It was great. I feel like it's a nice little woman anthem. And yeah, what do you think about it?
I like the beat. I like the sample. I thought that was like a really good sample to use. Lauryn Hill, like, can't go wrong with that.
Exactly. And the music video was tough. Had all the nice black women stars in it. Had Yara in it. She's my favorite.
Right. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was definitely digging the just the sampling from Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm a huge Lauryn Hill fan. So you know that was cool. Nice little throwback in 2018. So definitely digging it.
I also like that New Orleans twist they put on it.
Orleans,
Big
yeah, for
Freedia.
sure.
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, I
Big
really
Freedia.
gave this song some like kind of club banger so you could
Right.
listen to it in different, moods.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like anything Drake puts out nowadays is just gold. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. Drake could literally put out anything. It's just like, so yeah.
Did you guys like the message he was trying to say in the song?
I think, yeah, I did. Like, I don't know if you guys went on Twitter and seen like some of the things people were saying about it, but like they were like obviously on Twitter it's all jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know, they were trying to say that women were like taking it like a little too far and saying like, oh, I don't have to be nice to men. Or,
Nice for what?
Right.
What are we being nice for?
I personally, I thought it was a great song, good message. I didn't think it was like.
I loved it. I definitely thought it was good.
Yeah, definitely.
So on to another artist. Cardi B officially released her debut album, Invasion of Privacy, on Friday, April 6th. And along came with the gold certification due to her breakout hit, Bodak Yellow. She also has said she doesn't care much about becoming the queen of rap. So are you into Cardi B, and how do you feel about her album?
If I could, I just wanted to say I'm not a Cardi B fan at all.
I'm not one either.
Right. Kind of feel like she took the whole, ratchet image, this like ghetto African American woman role, and she kind of just like ran with it. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the fact that she, she's capitalizing off of it, but it's just not something I'm really into because I'm more of a hardcore hip hop fan, if you know what I mean. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I'm a female, but I'm not into female rappers like that. I love Nicki. I think Nicki's good, but I couldn't see myself really sitting and listening to like a female rapper album. Okay. So I was trying to listen to it, and I mean, like, there was a few songs here and there that I liked. And I mean, Cardi B had dropped some hits like Bartier and then Bodak Yellow.
Bodak Yellow was hot.
Yeah, so I don't know. I had high expectations for her, but the album wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Me personally, I like Cardi B. I like her rise. Like I'm not really a heavy listener to her, but I like how she's getting money.
Right. And that's what I was saying too. Like I can definitely dig the hustle. You know what I mean? Like, she came from nothing, and it's like she's capitalizing. So gotta appreciate it. Right.
Talking about Migos, like, or are they gonna, I guess, like help her make her album better? But I mean, like, offset her.
Right.
So.
Definitely.
What you think about Nicki? Like, Nicki's coming back.
Nicki is gonna come back with some heat, and I think it is gonna be better than Cardi's album. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. We will see. Sure.
So digging deeper into our culture, as African Americans, we go through a lot. So what are some of the challenges that you face from it?
Yeah, that's a good topic. Well, it's funny you brought this up. I'm actually a part of an organization called True Culture. We delve into a lot of these topics. Lately, a topic I've been seeing coming up a lot is tokenism, and it's pretty much where, you're an African American living in a society where you may be the only African American person in your class. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people that deal with this. I dealt with it. I went to a predominantly white high school. Sometimes you can definitely feel outcast, and being as though we're here at a PWI, I'm sure there are a lot of people that may even feel that way now. Yeah. Have y'all ever experienced that?
Well, I grew up like on both sides of the spectrum. Like when I was growing up in elementary school and middle school, I went to a predominantly white school. Then high school, I went to a predominantly black school. So I definitely understand what it feels like to be the only white student and then going to like a black school and not being black enough. So, yeah.
Definitely.
I also went to a predominantly white school, high school, so y'all on the same boat here.
Right.
But I think it's difficult. When I see somebody who is the only black person in like an all-white surrounding, I always feel for them, like, because they need somebody to relate to,
Right,
and sometimes they feel like they need to change who they are to fit in, or when they're out of that air or atmosphere, they feel like they can't fit in.
Yeah.
You know.
And I like what you said actually too, how you said you felt like you weren't black enough at times, you know, because like when I got here to IUP, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm from Philadelphia, but at the same time, you know, there were people here who just expected, because you're African American, you're supposed to behave a certain way, or you're supposed to think a certain way, and it's just like, you know, none of us really fit into a category, so.
Or people who say you talk white.
Right.
What does that mean? What do you talk
Still
white?
don't know what that means.
Or like I had white friends who say you don't act black. And you know what they're thinking when you say you don't act black. You already know what they're saying.
My favorite is when they think you know all the black people on campus.
Yeah.
Right.
Like just because I'm black doesn't mean I know him from down the street.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, you know, white people experience this as well. You know what I mean? You know, there are white people who lived in my neighborhood who have expressed to me that they feel the same way, you know, that they're the only white person. I've even had white friends here at IUP who would say things like, you know, I went into an all-black party and I was the only white person, and how uncomfortable it felt, you know. So people from a wide range of cultures experience this, you know.
Definitely. Definitely different boxes that they try to put you in as a person in general.
Right.
So lastly, an organization called The Turning Point held a rally at the KCAC. They're a right-wing political movement, and they had an extremist group come and talk to the school. Was it right for these people to come to IUP?
I'll say one thing. That's who they're giving the money to.
Yep.
You know, to me, this is a slippery slope. And I'll say that because I feel like everyone should have their right to free speech. Right. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what your ideals are. I feel like for these extremist groups to be able to say what they want to say, that's important, because then we know as minorities, we'll always have the right to say what we want to say. You know what I mean? And you never want to set the precedent that you can get put in jail or your words can get you in trouble, because then it can trickle down, you know what I mean, in a negative way. So, how do you feel about that?
I definitely look at situations as I don't like being ignorant to things. So, understanding what they're talking about and what the message they're trying to throw at us is very important. Even though we don't agree with it,
right,
we just need to become educated, and so we can learn how to, I guess, like fight back or like, you know, have a standpoint in it. And that's how I look at it.
Definitely.
But one of my professors was telling me, like, oh yeah, the KKK was here when they came to the rally, and I think that's a little extreme. Like that's uncomfortable. So I don't know, but it's the world we live in, so we can't act like it's not there. So, and that's what a lot of people try to do about it. If we don't talk about it, out of sight, out of mind, doesn't mean it's not going on, which is untrue. Right.
And you know, it's funny because I've actually talked to people who are, say, hardcore right-wing extremists, or you know, they may be hardcore Donald Trump supporters, and what I find is that the differences we have are so small. You know what I mean? A lot of times you just talk to them, you might find out that you guys actually agree on a lot of things. Like, for instance, me personally, I find that I'm a fiscal conservative. You know what I mean? I don't think that the government should be spending freely as much as we do. So, you know, you just never know.
Exactly. That's why it's important to become educated on it. So then, you know, when you have your opinion, you don't sound ignorant.
Right.
That's important.
Sure. That's all the time we have for Culture Struggle. Open up your mind, because your mind is a muscle. Until next time, life is a culture struggle.